So what do you know about Thabo Bester and Dr. Nandipa Magudumane's arrest so far? Well, we know that the Tanzanian police have not been upfront with the local media. We spoke to a local Tanzanian journalist this morning where she said that the Tanzanian police have basically come out and bluntly stated that they're not going to be giving any more information. And this is due to what the police in Tanzania claim is that it's out of their jurisdiction. They have handed over the case to Interpol. And this is because Nandipa and Bester had been flagged on Interpol's red list of most wanted criminals. And so when they fled South Africa, they were on this list. And when Tanzanian police arrested them, they had then handed them over to Interpol. What we know from South Africa's involvement is that a delegation was sent to Tanzania at the weekend. And this is a delegation comprising of the Deputy Police Commissioner, as well as Correctional Services, Home Affairs, Interpol from South Africa, and legal representatives. They were all sent over to Tanzania to establish and confirm with Tanzanian authorities that they had in fact arrested the right people. We know that Bester and Magudumane are slippery characters, and so police went over there essentially to confirm that they had arrested the right people. Where were they arrested? From what we understand, and this is what Tanzania media have been trying to establish, is where exactly Bester and Magudumane were arrested. If you recall, they were arrested with a third person. This third person was a Mozambican national and is said to be an alleged accomplice to their crimes. Magudumane and Bester were arrested in a place called Arusha. Now, Arusha is a very touristy place in Tanzania. It borders Kenya and it is home to Africa's highest mountain peak, and that's Mount Kilimanjaro. Now, it's not known for a fact whether they were planning on fleeing Tanzania and jumping the border over into Kenya, or whether this was their sort of modus operandi, that they were trying to go from one African country to the next. All is known right now is that they were arrested in Arusha, which is a very popular spot for tourists traveling to Tanzania. Regarding them being deported back to South Africa, now South African police have made it clear that they're not going to be extraditing them and bringing them back into the country, but rather deporting them. And this is because of the laws in Tanzania. Now, Tanzanian officials and the laws in Tanzania make it clear that should someone that is sentenced and convicted in another country be found in their own country illegally, they have the right to be immediately deported back to that country. And this is the case for Bester. Together with Dr. Magudumane and their accomplice, they were found with a number of fake passports. And we know that Bester himself, having escaped from lawful custody, wouldn't have been eligible to have a valid passport. So the Tanzanian authorities are clear in the sense that South African officials have every right to deport Bester back to the country. And when this is going to be is not 100% clear, but police have said that they are trying their utmost to get them back in the country this week. And that would play into the hands of what's happening right now. We know that 2 people were arrested, and that is a former employee of G4S, as well as Dr. Nandipa's father. And they have been charged with aiding and abetting regarding these crimes. But we don't know to what extent, and hopefully that sort of stuff will come out of court. Regarding Thabo Bester's mother, we had the chance to speak to her this morning again, and she was very distraught, but she's also happy for the fact that he's just been arrested. Remember, she feared for his life, and she feared that hadn't he been arrested with Nandipa, that he was going to be killed one way or another, either by South Africans or by people from other African countries. She claims that she will not be attending any of the court cases because it is too hard and hurtful on her. And she says that should she attend any of these court cases, that would be the death of her. So that's where things stand at the moment regarding the Bester saga.